Now let's get to the Ravens. They're the best team in the AFC as far as I'm concerned. I have no doubt that Patrick Mahomes can do what he does, but it's the team itself. And that's why I'm not flowing with Kansas City as my choice. I'm going to flow with the Ravens because of Zay Flowers, because of Lamar Jackson, because of that defense. I'm looking at the personnel and the pieces that they have in place. They can run the football. They can pass the football. They can certainly have an electrifying running back at the quarterback position as far as I'm concerned, who happens to be a damn good quarterback as well. And their defense is rife with a bunch of rough riders. I think when you look at the Baltimore Ravens, they have all the ingredients to say, yo, we're that team to beat. And Patrick Mahomes, again, anybody that's going to throw him into the equation, which I'm sure Dio will, I will remind everybody of this. I have been reminded by you guys that Patrick Mahomes has never played a road game during the playoffs. He'd have to go to Baltimore. And if he has to go to Baltimore, I'd be real interested, not him, because I know what he'll do, but I'll be real interested in seeing what those receivers do in that Baltimore climate. I really would be interested in seeing that.
So you would take Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Even though you say that you don't have a ton of trust in Lamar in the playoffs?
Even though. I said to you in the past.
Yeah,
I said in the past. I said this year.
But he also said he had less trust in the Kansas City receivers than he does Lamar.
Yes.
Yeah. Big JTV, man. Like, comment, subscribe. As soon as y'all get in, man, I appreciate y'all for showing love towards the channel, man. As I say, I'm going to be doing memberships that I'm dedicating Sundays to giving membership only content, and moving forward I'm gonna have membership only live streams on Sundays. I might do Discord on Sundays. I might do a lot on Sundays. On top of that, I'm doing a Sunday morning football podcast with Unc and Few, meaning me and Unc Football. They're gonna be breaking down all football related activities, so I want y'all to tap into that. And if y'all ain't interested in the membership, ain't no problem. At least slap a like on the video. That's the best way to support this channel. But I gotta talk about Dan Orlovsky chin checking. Straight up chin checking. Stephen A. Switch and Shannon Bandwagon. Shannon Bandwagon or Shannon switcheroo or Shannon whatever. Long story short of what I'm trying to say is that every week Shannon and Stephen A. Switch are switching up on the Baltimore Ravens. Now let me tell you this, man. I've noticed on my chat and everything is that I have a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans who are checking me out. Shouts out to our Baltimore Ravens, man. We the best. B Moore is the number 1 seed in the AFC right now with a 9-3 record and a dominant win versus the LA Chargers, man, 20-10. And we deserve that. Why is Stephen A. Switch and Shannon Bandwagon switching up on the Ravens? I'll tell you why. Because they don't like the Ravens. Not only do they not like the Ravens, they have a bias against specifically Lamar Jackson. Let's say the truth. And I've been calling them out early on this. I've called Stephen A. out on this very early. And if you look through the discography of my channel, y'all have already seen that. But guess who's really been on their top? Dan Orlovsky. Shouts out to Dan Orlovsky. I think Dan Orlovsky will be an offensive coordinator next football season. He might even be a coach because the NFL coaches right now are looking sus. But so is Kimberly Martin. Kimberly Martin has been calling out Stephen A.'s hypocrisy regarding Lamar Jackson. See, this is something I'm going to say, and I'm going to state it, and I'll be quick with it. The Baltimore Ravens have won 2 championships. How have they won their 2 championships? Their first Super Bowl Lombardi was off a amazing 2000s Baltimore Ravens that had one of the best defenses of all time. All the offense had to do was score at least 2 touchdowns, 14 points, or maybe 2 more field goals, maybe 20 points. maybe 19 points is all they had to do, and the defense would take care of the rest. The second championship that they won off also an amazing defense, but still the offense had to put up 25, maybe 30 points. So you had multiple players: Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith, Ray Rice. You had Joe Flacco, who went 11 touchdowns, 0 picks for the 3 games that he won in the playoffs in order to get the Ravens to the championship game to beat the San Francisco 49ers. What does this current Baltimore Ravens team look like? The current Baltimore Ravens team looks like the 2000s Ravens. The 2000s Ravens had Jamal Lewis, Shannon Sharp, ironically, and Trent Dilfer on the offense, really. You know what I mean? Derek Mason as well. So what the team had to do was score 2 touchdowns and they would win the game because the defense would handle the rest. What's happening now with the current iteration of Baltimore Ravens? They have such an amazing defense. The defense holds opposing offenses to 16 points or less, as we just saw with the Chargers. 16 points or less, right? And the O just has to score 2 touchdowns and they win. That's what this team, Baltimore Ravens team, look like. So they look like the 2000s Baltimore Ravens. Lamar does not have to do much. Lamar does not have to do what Jalen Hurts does. Shouts out Jalen Hurts. I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has to go crazy in the second half of football games for the Eagles to win, right? Brock Purdy has to go crazy in football games for the San Francisco 49ers to win. Dak Prescott has to go crazy, right, throughout the whole game for the Cowboys to win. Lamar Jackson has to go for maybe 150 yards passing, 1 touchdown through the passing game, and then Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell, and sometimes even Zay Flowers can run 1 or 2 touchdowns in and they win the game. Why? Because the defense has already stopped the opposing offense several times. But when you look at guys like Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, they just look at the negatives regarding Lamar Jackson. And as a Ravens fan, as a Baltimore fan, I want them to keep doubting us. And when we're in the AFC Championship game, I want them to doubt us more. And when we make the Super Bowl, I want them to doubt us more until we win the chip and we're flexing on they broke asses. Big JTV, like, comment, sub on our way out. Shout out Dan for calling out the hypocrisy. Shout out Kimberly Martin. And hey, Stephen A. Switch and Bandwagon Shannon, they gonna learn. They gonna learn them some football. It is what it is. Like, comment, sub on your way out. I'm out, bro. Deuces.